Time now for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Eric Hunt. And Eric, it has been a mixed bag of weather over the last several days, the last couple of weeks. What is to come in the week ahead?
Thanks, Alex. Watching the potential for some snow and some much colder temperatures across the state this week. Compliments to this pattern, which is a huge ridge over Alaska and a strong trough getting down here in the western United States. So this is basically direct access to Arctic air coming into the north central portion of the country. We're also going to have a couple different shortwaves moving into the central U.S. For the Intermountain West between Monday and Wednesday. That's going to bring a couple different chances of snowfall starting Monday night through Wednesday morning or maybe even Wednesday afternoon across the state. With best chances of 3 inches of snow, the western portion of Sandhills down toward the southern border with Kansas and south central and southeastern Nebraska. Lowest chances of picking up 3 inches of snow here across the northeastern portion of the state. But I do think everybody has a reasonable probability of picking up 1 inch of snow through the first half of next week. In terms of liquid water equivalent, not going to be much of a water maker, maybe about 1/10 of an inch of liquid water equivalent for most of us. Better chance of picking up 1/4 of an inch as we get closer to the Kansas border. It will be cold, though, most of this next week, particularly starting on Monday afternoon across portions of north central and northwestern Nebraska. That colder air will be spreading toward the south and the east. And I imagine Tuesday and Wednesday we'll see highs in the teens statewide. And I would guess there's probably going to be a probability of temperatures not even breaking 10 degrees across portions of north central and northeastern Nebraska on Wednesday afternoon as well. I do think everybody will have at least 1 or 2 nights with a chance of getting below zero, particularly if we have some snow cover with relatively light winds. Wind speeds are likely to be a little bit elevated across central and eastern portions of Nebraska on Tuesday with that snowfall, so just something to be watched out for to be sure if you happen to be out traveling that day. CPC does show a risk of hazard temperatures coming in next week, and so I think there's going to be another chance of a big shot at Arctic air later this next week after a little bit of moderation on Thursday and Friday. CPC is in agreement with this, with themselves, I guess, in this case, keeping temperatures below average through the first portion of the week after next. Not necessarily showing a strong signal for precipitation for most of the state. A little bit of chance for more snowfall across portions of western Nebraska. But some of the models are indicating another storm system moving into the central U.S. late next week and early the week after. That would potentially bring some more snowfall for portions of central and eastern Nebraska, particularly eastern Nebraska and further east into Iowa and Illinois and Wisconsin. In terms of precipitation, recently we did have a good bit of precipitation across portions of southeastern Nebraska, with lighter amounts getting out here into south central portions of the state. We did see a little bit of improvement on the drought monitor here across Pawnee County, but for most of us this remains the same as it's been for the last several weeks. In terms of dryness, it's been very, very dry here across this entire region, south central and central Nebraska. Going back to the week before Thanksgiving, some of the driest on record for the common period of record. And I just want to point out, next Friday morning at 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, I'll be doing a special joint webinar with Eric Snodgrass at Conduit Ag. You can register at www.ag-wx.com/webinar. Again, next Friday at 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, we'll be talking about the outlook for this coming growing season. Hope you all can attend that. And here's a temperature precipitation roundup for the week ending February 1st, 2025. That 41 in Scottsbluff, that is the warmest temperature ever for minimum low temperature in early February. Back to you, Alex.